And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Maxwell Hamilton Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's rugby coach Maxwell Hamilton. And Maxwell, guys been off for a couple weeks. You had a bye week, then a cancellation. Now you're back on the pitch this week. Talk about how you've been using these last couple weeks to kind of get ready to come back on the field against the Bonnies.
Yeah, Zach, we really appreciated our time off to make sure that we were working on the little things, trying to find some consistency. I think we also were able to appreciate the time off and do our homework. We really were able to watch a lot of the film that we had on Bonnies. We were able to spread ourselves out into smaller groups and really go through the things that we need to be prepared on. And I think it's going to end up benefiting us.
And last time you took the field was that big NCR Friday Night Lights game. You draw with Queens. First of all, talk about what it was like to play in that environment on national TV on your home pitch.
Yeah, Zach, I think that was one of our better matches for sure. Ending in a draw, it's not ideal for anybody. We'd always love to end with a win, but ending on the draw and being able to at least finish the game off where it was, I think we're all proud of that finish. Losing to Queens the last couple of years in 15s, we're proud that we were able to finish without a loss of a result, whether it was a draw or a win. We'll leave it there. But I think we were also tested for sure. This was one of the better teams in the country. And I think, honestly, with the level of rugby that we played, that was championship round rugby that we played for sure, minute by minute. And that should scare some other teams in the country because I like to say that the Atlantic Rugby Conference, our matches are some of the biggest tests in the country just because our conference is so competitive. Every team is very close in the rankings with each other. That for sure is going to prepare our conference for whatever happens for postseason.
And you guys were down at halftime. You're able to battle back in that second half. What does that say about your team to be able to battle back the way they did and, even though it's not a win, earn that draw?
Yeah, I think that, one, you can't underestimate us because we're going to come back swinging. And, whatever can happen in the first half can happen in the second half, Zach. We always like to look at it's two sides of the coin. We get a chance two times to be able to play good rugby.
And one of your key contributors there, Taku Musanguini, came up in a big situation late for you with that penalty kick to tie the game. Talk about him and his contributions this year.
Yeah, he only missed one kick over the weekend. We were really able to hammer those home, getting him, and with this time off too, especially getting him extra reps on the field, kicking on a turf for the actual uprights is good practice for him, especially knowing Bonnies is going to be turf. But yeah, so I think one, he's been exceptional with leading the team on the field, playing, in the system. But also, when he gets those moments where he's kicking off the tee, you can see that's a big reason as to why we really tried to bring him in. We're really trying to chase that consistency off the tee. Every point matters for us. We don't want to leave anything on the board.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's rugby coach Maxwell Hamilton. And Maxwell getting back on the pitch on the road this weekend at St. Bonnie's. A big match, rematch of the Sevens championship last year. Obviously a different game here in 15s. But talk about this matchup and what it means to the guys.
Yeah, we're excited. Last time our 15 squad was able to play Bonnies, it was here at home in Wheeling, in 15s anyway. In that game, we lost in the quarterfinals 2 years ago. I think we're looking to be able to say, hey, to the country, we're here to play and we're here to go win this whole thing. And I think with whatever happens, whatever result there is this weekend, it's going to be an eye-opener for the country. And I was talking about this with a few other coaches too. I think that the conference standings are a little inflated, and we'll see after this weekend some deflation, especially with some teams playing higher-level opponents.
And as you mentioned, you've got your chance to do some homework on these Bonnies. Talk about some of the things they bring to the table that's going to kind of challenge you guys out there.
Yeah, St. Bonaventure is very safe when they play. They don't take a lot of risk. They try to mitigate that with the decisions they make, as well as during their open play. On their set piece, especially in their lineouts, they're very robotic, very scripted movements, so we've been able to kind of pick those out with our film. And from there, we kind of know what to expect with where they are on the field and how they operate. Scrums, we know to expect a very big push. We've been pushing that all week and preaching our scrum height, just so, again, when we're in that moment, we're the lower, more dominating force. But yeah, I think just off those three things I listed, we've been able to really express ourselves in our practice trainings, been able to really simulate one side playing as a St. Bonaventure side versus the Wheeling side, really being able to test it, and really been able to put our or test our mentality and test our mental dexterity while we're out there. Seeing what decisions to make, where to make them, and when to make them in the game too is crucial, especially going into this game with St. Bonaventure. It's a big one. But then also what we've seen is every match in our conference, the last 20 minutes are the most crucial. So how do we be the most fit team in the last 20 minutes and execute? And that's kind of the science we've been playing with the last 2 weeks.
And finally, as you guys come down this regular season stretch, playoffs are on the horizon. What's your message to your team at this point as you guys try to get back to that NCR national stage?
Yeah, game at a time. We're going to take it slow. It's a marathon. What we know is that we've got to just, if we want to make it to the end, it's beat every opponent on the way there. So right now it's just one game at a time. That's our biggest message. Slow and steady. That's going to win us this race.
Thanks, Maxwell. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.